High Court has ruled that non-Muslims can use the word Allah to refer to God in religious publications. The court also ruled that the government's directive to ban the word in non-Muslim publications is unconstitutional and invalid. The case started after a Christian from Sarawak had 8 CDs with the word Allah in the titles seized from her. This was in 2008. The woman claimed that it was her constitutional right to have access to such publications and to practice her religion and right to education. Malaysia politics expert James Chin has more.
Basically, she's making the argument that even though the Constitution of Malaysia puts Islam in a privileged position, the Constitution also says the rights of other people to process other faiths is guaranteed by the Constitution. So that's the first point. The second point she makes was that the banning of the word of the Allah word and 11 other words actually was unconstitutional. So basically, she's making the argument that the state has actually gone beyond its power to ban her personal religious items and also to try to stop her from practicing. That's the simplest way of explaining it. This ruling was actually supposed to come out 2 or 3 years ago, but the plaintiffs and the defendant, in other words, Jill Allen's legal team and the government were trying to negotiate some sort of a deal so that they can avoid a court case. That has not worked, so that's the reason why we have this ruling.
Sarawak will continue to allow Christians in the state to use the word Allah as the debate rages on over the usage of the Arabic term for God. In a statement, the Office of the Chief Minister said its policy on religious tolerance in Sarawak remained consistent since the time of Abang Johari Openg's 2 predecessors, and that there had never been any restriction on the use of the word Allah by Christians in Sarawak. The Gabungan Party Sarawak government will continue to defend and preserve Sarawak's religious tolerance, as it is the core unifying factor for the people in the state, it said in a statement.
The use of the word Allah by Christians for the publication of religious materials for educational purposes is only limited to Sarawak, said Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim. He said this when met during the Hari Raya Aidilfitri Madani celebration organised by Pertubuhan Prihatin Anak Melaka and Police in Tanjung Minyak on Tuesday, May 16. He reiterated the government's stance that it remained committed to defend and protect the interests of Islam, the Malays and the institution of the King, particularly in the issue of the use of the word Allah in accordance with Article 11(1) and Article 4 of the Federal Constitution.
Saya matuk sangat ke Menteri Dalam Negeri dah buat penjelasan. Ini khusus dalam kes Sarawak. Untuk Sarawak kita faham, Sarawak dulu dia tak terikat dengan keputusan Perdana Negeri. Dia tak boleh terpakai di Melaka atau Pulau Pinang atau Selangor, tak. Ini hanya khusus untuk kes Sarawak yang dah kita kalah dalam kes awal. Kerana di Sarawak memang diputuskan oleh negeri begitu rupa. Kita kena faham. Jadi saya ingat penjelasan Tok Seri Saifuddin tadi.
For more than 12 years, Dick Hall worked among the tribes of Sarawak, Borneo. An accomplished pilot and amateur filmmaker, he was able to reach out to remote people groups that traditionally had been hard to reach. Dick quickly learned to perform simple dental procedures as well as teach the people about Jesus.
Also, every place we made an airstrip, we raised up a church. And then several churches from that airstrip, we'd walk short distance to other villages and raise it up. So the airplane was a godsend and an asset to our mission work.
When traveling by boat or plane, Dick, his wife Jean, and other pioneer missionaries in Sarawak touched the lives of these children of God. Today, many people from these same tribes still live in the jungles of Sarawak. Today, these places are accessible by four-wheel drive vehicles and boats. For many, their lives haven't changed much since the first Adventist missionaries traveled here more than 75 years ago. Many people still live in fear of spirits. We still need to share the gospel with these beautiful people. Time may have passed, but some things haven't changed. Sarawak, located on the island of Borneo in southeastern Asia, is home to more than 2.5 million people. The majority of the population belongs to the Dayak Iban tribe. Many of them still live in traditional longhouses. These communal buildings provide a safe and secure environment for the tribe's people. They work together in small open spaces in the jungle, growing produce that they can sell in the local markets. They fish the rivers and tap the rubber trees that are plentiful in the dense jungles. Their shared activities create a strong, tightly knit family environment. Outsiders are welcome as long as they're willing to take part in the work and become part of the family. Rollins Ukam is the chief of one of these Dayak longhouses in Sarawak. Every day he works in the fields that surround his longhouse. For Rollins, it was the start of a new chapter in his life.
For me, it was like a bright light, a bright future. All these years I was living in darkness, and now we've been shown the light.
Today, more than half of the members of Rollins Longhouse have been baptized. These dedicated young people are devoting a year or more of their lives to help spread the gospel among the Iban people. They become part of the community and work to help better the lives of their new family. They work with the members of the Longhouse and come to know them as friends. They're welcomed and allowed to become part of the Longhouse family. Over time, the people come to trust them, and they have opportunities to share the gospel. They hold Bible studies and introduce Jesus to people who are excited to learn about a God who loves them and wants to change their lives for the better. The Dayak people live simple lives. They live off the jungle, and their culture is based on their environment. Most are animists who live in fear of the spirit world. Their whole world is guided by the omens and signs that are commonplace in the jungle. When they become Christians, they lead a new life free from the fears of their past. They live in peace. Banyang Jamu is a Longhouse chief and former global mission pioneer. He would visit the other Longhouse chiefs with a local pastor. Several of these chiefs have joined the church, and now their Longhouse members have been baptized as well. Banyang describes the message that he would share with his fellow chiefs.
I
explained to them and helped remind them that this world is coming to an end, and towards this end time, we need to have a faith to hold on to.
God has blessed the work of global mission pioneers who live and work in the longhouses. When someone decides to follow Jesus, a local pastor will come and hold evangelistic meetings. After the meetings, a baptismal service is held in a local river. Often, members of the Longhouse will line the edges of the river to watch the baptismal service. Thanks to the leading of the Holy Spirit, global mission pioneers in Sarawak have been able to reach out to many people in the Longhouses.
We have tried our best to assign global mission workers to these longhouses, and the ones that we have been able to assign global mission to, we actually have been able now to build a church in this place. And so right now the need is for more of these global mission workers out there in the field. If we have more of that global mission workers, I can see how the work can really grow in these places.
Jesus calls us to help spread the gospel to all the world. Global Mission focuses on the unreached areas of the world, the most difficult places to work. By using local members who are familiar with the local culture and customs, Global Mission is able to reach out to people in these unreached areas.
The Association of Churches Sarawak Semarahan branch will be organizing a special Sarawak Day ecumenical prayer service to pray for our beloved Sarawak. So this will be held at Sacred Hearts Church on Monday, the 15th of July at 7:30 p.m. We welcome all of you to join us to pray for beloved Sarawak. This is an ecumenical service, so members of our Association of Churches comprising the Catholic Church, the Anglican Church, the Borneo Evangelical Mission, the Methodist Church, the Baptist Church. So all these member churches will be coming together for this prayer service. We encourage all of you Christians to come together to pray for all Sarawakians for our brighter future. God bless.